Hey, what's up guys, Bully Scholarship We here, and today I want to do a quick review of customgamecases.com. I'm going to be just looking at their handheld system cases, which are specifically made for Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. Now for Game Boy Advance games, I recommend that instead of just buying these cases, I recommend you hunt down some DS cases with the Game Boy Advance slots. It's a lot cheaper doing those. In most cases, getting those cases is going to be cheaper than buying these, because these cases are going to run you, depending on how many you buy, around $250 a case with shipping. So they're not cheap. They're fantastic cases, but they aren't cheap. So before we look at those cases, I want to show you just an alternative for your Game Boy Advance games, just because, you know, if you have some of these lying around, with the original DS cases here, at least for the first, I don't know how many years they did them or when they made the transition, but for the first couple of years, at least, of the DS being out, they had this slot up here where you can put a Game Boy Advance game. I don't know why they originally did that. It was just to help people with the transition over to the DS from the Game Boy Advance. I don't know why they did that, but anyway, not important. But so yeah, if you have maybe a collection of DS games, you can still buy DS cases from Nintendo. It's just they're not gonna have the slot, so you can just switch them out. That's what I did for a lot of these here. Otherwise, your other way to access these would either be GameStop. Maybe they keep some in the back room. Otherwise, dumpster diving. But I have a feeling by now most of them have gotten rid of their cases, because, you know, I don't shop at GameStop. You know, I don't remember the last time I bought something. It's been quite a few years. But whenever I go in there with my friend just to look around, see what they have or whatever, always their DS games are just, you know, the little cards. They toss the cases because they're stupid. They say screw the collectors. But that's just my opinion on GameStop. So yeah, that is what I would recommend for your Game Boy Advance games. The only downside, I guess, would be that there's not enough room to slip a manual in, because you have this little piece of plastic up here. Game Boy Advance manual is a little bit taller than DS ones, so getting those in is going to be a problem. But I prefer just to keep the manual in the original box anyway, because I don't know, I don't need the manual that often, and since a lot of the games now I've hunted down the original boxes, I just keep the manual in there and the game separately, because I'm going to play the game more than I'm going to want to open up the box and deal with all that crap and damage it more or whatever. So box are more just for display, I guess, for me, but could be different for other people. But yeah, I prefer to just keep that in the box, not deal with that. Just keep the game separately so it's easy to pull that off a shelf. So anyway, onto the cases. Here's one. That one was just a regular DS case, as I already said. So yeah, here's the case. As you can see, it's pretty much a DS case, and I actually talked to him, and I'm pretty sure he told me that he has the same molds or something that Nintendo used, and he has a really interesting story on how he got there. So if you ever buy these from him, and for some reason you need to give him a call, or you're able to call him or contact him, ask him about his story. It's pretty interesting. So here's the case. I printed out this artwork. He can print them for you, but it costs more. I didn't want to do that since I already had that big thing of legal glossy paper, and I just prefer to print it out at home and experiment with different prints and stuff like that. So, but you can have him do that if you want to spend a little bit more money. But I was happy how this turned out. Looks pretty good. Obviously, it's not the same as the original, but depends on what you pick on the cover project. This is one of my more recently acquired boxes with some of the, still got a lot of the plastic still. So this is one of my, definitely my prized Game Boy boxes. Really cool looking. But obviously the style's different. There's a lot of different art styles. You can get them on the coverproject.net. I'll make a full video on doing that for console games and Game Boy, or I guess handheld games. But yeah, I chose this one because I thought it looked really cool. When you open them up, basically it's like a DS case, except it's just a big slot in the middle. I'll pull the game out just so you guys can get a better look at it. The games are in here really tight, which is nice. I want them nice and solid. They don't get loose or whatever. So there's kind of what it looks like. It's got a little opening up here, so you could fit a Game Boy Advance game. I think you can put them upside down, or, you know, vertically, or I mean right side up, whatever. And what he did. You know, he cleared this, so even the big manuals like that will fit in there. So that was really smart. The only reason I have this manual in here is because I have 2 of them. I just got that box a couple days ago, and I've had this manual for a while because I bought it in a stack of manuals a long time ago. But yeah. Anyway, so that opening there, obviously you can fit Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. This is a Game Boy Color game, I guess. But let me grab Final Fantasy V just to show you guys. Yeah, you could put it in either way, whichever makes you happy. You know, you can just do it right side up, or I'm sure upside down will work too, but I don't know why you'd want to put it in upside down. Yeah, it's kind of loose upside down, so right side up is the way to go, which makes more sense. Let me just pull that out. We'll drop Zelda back in there. Snaps in, not going anywhere, so that's really cool. Looks great. In general, the cases are solid. You know, they don't have that cheap feel that, you know, third-party DS cases often feel like. Oh yeah, one other thing, I'll pull the manual out. It also says custom game cases up there, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, they don't have a cheap feel. Like I said, if you were blindfolded, you pick this up and the DS case up, it wouldn't feel any different to you, because they literally are the same thing, just with the different clips inside, and obviously a little bit modified manual holder, whatever. So yeah, in general, overall quality, 10 out of 10. Perfect. It's got everything you'd want for a collector. The only downsides are, one, the shipping is expensive. It's really expensive. And along with that shipping, it's not very fast. Now, I know when I bought mine, it took a while, and he did tell me that he was, you know, backed up or delayed or behind on orders, so that's fine, you know, that happens. But with that, the shipping is not cheap. You know, you'll pay 15, 16, 17 bucks to ship it, no matter how small your order is. And I think the shipping just kind of goes up. So that's not cheap. But you are paying for really nice quality cases. You're not getting some crap that's going to break, or, you know, you can just snap off easily. I actually had I ordered some cases back in the day that I thought I would just modify them, because that's the other method to box your Game Boy games, is to modify DS cases. But oh, don't do that. It's a pain. It's ugly. It's annoying. Not worth it. And but those cases were so cheap and flimsy, you could snap them in half. Hardly anything. Pieces would just break off. They were just crap. So yeah, you're not going to get that with these. So if you're willing to pay a premium, absolutely check this guy out. I talked to him on the phone because I had some confusion with the shipping. When I got here, there was still postage due, and I was like, whoa, what the heck? I paid, you know, 16 whatever bucks to ship this, and it was like $8. So I gave him a call. I was like, hey, you know, blah blah blah. We talked for a while, and he's like, yeah, sorry about that. He said they've been messing with his cases. He thinks that they've been flagging it as media mail because he has his logo on the inside, and they inspect everything, and that costs more, or I don't know how that works. But anyway, definitely check this guy out. He's really cool. He refunded me, and he was a fun guy to talk to. Like I said, he's got a really cool story, so check that out. Overall, I'd give these cases like a 8.5, 9 out of 10. Like I said, the only downfall is the shipping speed and the price. But if you're willing to pay that, you're going to get an excellent case, and I definitely recommend it. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.